Hello legends, we are so back. BTC just renewed the all-time high, crypto bros are celebrating this victory of Trump at the presidential campaign in US, and everything is quite good right now. The sentiment really picks. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about the key strategies and the tips for you guys to build successfully during the bull run, because the marketing in the bull run, guess what, is pretty different than the marketing in the bearish trenches. My name is Vlad, the founder and CEO of Cryptorsy, and this is the leading Web3 marketing studio. We are working with the leading brands and helping them to scale, helping them to create the viral, safe and sound communities to be able to capture the attention and become a new Rockstars of this digital gold rush era. We've been working with the biggest ecosystems such as Stone on scaling, such as Hedera, the one of the biggest layer ones, and a bunch of layer twos as well as the memecoin sector, as well as DeFi, as well as the every vertical you might have thought of in Web3. We've been working with them. So this is the cumulative experience I want to bring you up on the table to kind of understand and get those golden nuggets right from us to be able to capitalize on the movement right now. Where attention goes, money flows. We've been talking about that for a while. And what needs to be understood for you is if you are writing the wrong narrative, whether you do a good marketing or you have a best team, or maybe there's the best tier 1 bakers you have on board, it's not gonna work at all. Why? Well, because the narrative isn't relevant to the sentiment. So first off, ask yourself, am I writing the right narrative that is fitting to the market needs at the moment? Maybe you do something that is obsolete and not needs to be sort of pushed with a good marketing force. Because marketing, good marketing I mean, it can kill you in 24 hours if the product is not that good as the marketing says it to be. But the good marketing at the same time can create a bunch of attention gathering around your product, so people would race and ape into your stuff, into the product, into your token, to be able to capitalize on that and being a part of your community. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We want to feel this belonging. That's why we are social creatures, isn't it? The second question you need to ask yourself is, okay, what is my strategy? Because for now, what you need to understand is simply, am I heading the right direction? As soon as you understand the narrative is there, the checkbox is done. Next question is, am I heading to the right direction? There is a highway in front of you. There are different turns, turn to the right, turn to the left, and you are still heading on the highway with an amazing speed towards the point B, which is whatever you have a target in front of you. Maybe that's the amount of a TVL. Maybe, well, you're just bootstrapping the product right now. You need to raise from the reputable tier 2 or tier 1 VC or family office. Or maybe you want to bootstrap the community. Or maybe you're attracting first users right now. Or you're big, safe and sound, established ecosystem. So you're just grabbing more attention and making sure that the ambassador program works well, that the traffic system is absolutely set and done, that your community makes a bunch of the user-generated content, so you can essentially have your marketing team department on steroid for zero marketing cost. The third question for you is the power and the force of how you are piling the gas down. Am I doing this as strong as I can, or I'm just cooling off here and there and trying to pretend I'm doing this? Well, as soon as those questions are answered, the next stuff you need to understand is the clear strategy towards making that happen. Are you hoping for the podcast? Or maybe you need to write a content, or maybe you need to create a blog, or maybe you need to launch a traffic system, or maybe you need to create the ambassador program, or potentially there is a place for you to create your own ecosystem of products in your product line, because the one is not enough for the existing user base, or potentially you need to open the hub somewhere in the different geographics to be able to attract the builders from there. Who knows? And there is a bunch of thoughts in the founders and the chief executive level teams that pretty much interfere with them to be somewhere they decided to be. And this is where Cryptorsy comes into picture with our newly launched, pretty fresh methodology of creating attention into something tangible: money, users, referral systems, and the real traction. So how do we do that? Is we essentially creating the audit of your marketing right now. I mean, how does your brand look like? And essentially, where are you heading to? What do you have right now? What are the inputs? What are the outputs you might want to have in your template? As soon as the audit is done, we create the bottlenecks that needs to be done, that needs to be checked off from the equation because they are holding us back. And then we create the growth points. Then we start to build this 5-step methodology, which is, first off, we need to grab the attention, acquisition layer. We think about traffic, we think about where do we need to spot our banner to avoid being like a guys who are selling the ice cream somewhere in the middle of winter, right? The second step is to create from attention, from the unit of attention, the unit of users, which means we need to activate the unit of attention, which means we're converting them down to follow, to subscribers, to community members, whatever that might be. As soon as we have these leads, so we've got the leads at the moment, then we're talking about the idea of engaging them. How do we engage them? Well, it's the ambassador program. Maybe that's incentive campaign where they need to allocate the points and they need to contribute to the ecosystem. The fourth point is where they are nurtured enough, we convert them down into the real tangible value, which is either money or maybe some subscription or maybe the product usage, whatever. They are becoming the part of your revenue bringing force. The fifth layer is for sure the referral system. As soon as we understand how did we get this $1 million in the buying pressure, we just making sure that this $1 million brings us $2 million additionally on the top, because they are essentially shouting around their network and saying, well, that product is great, I was using that and I actually got pretty happy because the user experience is great, or I made a bunch of money on the newly launched token, somewhere token considered to be the product. And anyways, now talking about this clear picture perfect strategy, without the audit and sort of the guys who can be from the outside of your team perspective, taking a look at how you do, what you do, and where do you have some gaps that needs to be fulfilled to be able for you to create the seamless bridge of the unit of attention to the unit of a tangible, measurable number, which is either money or the user or the revenue or some new ambassadors or the new KOLs who are joining you. That's up to you. And Cryptorsy helps you with exactly doing that, because the best marketing we have here in Web3 is green candles on the chart. And as soon as you are just picking up the momentum, you understand how to create them, you have this Burj Khalifa with your chart, people are gathering around this stuff. They're sort of racing into the journey and starting to toss the money in, because guess what? It gives even more fuel for the chart. If you don't have a token, no worries. Maybe you just bootstrap your product. Maybe you're about to raise the money. We have an incubator and accelerator program inside Cryptorsy where we packaging you up from A to Z and starting to introduce you to our best friends from the VC, from the private investment money allocation circles, and introducing you there, getting them to know you, getting you to know them, and essentially making sure you are secured enough funds that is needed for your venture to become successful really soon. Or maybe you're thinking about, all right, how do I decode the conundrum of scaling? I need to have 10x users, I need to have 10x token holders, I need to have 10x maybe social media traction, let it be reach, or let it be impressions, or let it be the amount of engaged users who are somehow interacting with your content. So in this picture, we are creating the digital dashboard that is fully transparent for you and measuring your existing point A, and to be able to bridge that to the point B, which is the needed desired goal. Then we are making things happen. We are making this on-chain marketing, we are making this magic flow into your business model by essentially building you the money printing machine. As soon as we understand how do we put inside the black box $1 that has a certain amount of numbers, units of attention, and outside of that we essentially put out $5. That's the business model you want to have. That's the business model we are helping you to build with this attribution system, with this on-chain marketing, with the amount of AQLs in our private syndicate, with the network effect that we've got throughout the years of being actually grinding the trenches of the Web3. So if you want to work with the best guys, if you have a pretty solid intentions about becoming a new rock star and essentially take over the space, make a unique conquest of everything that we call crypto right now, guess what? The timing is here. The timing is now, and you have to act. Because only one thing distinguishes losers between winners. Losers are just thinking. They are just thinking, they are just manifesting, they are just, planning, they are just strategizing, but they don't act. But the actual guys who are making this happen, the actual winners, the winning horses of the race, they are just acting, because they understand that each second you spend without the action, someone else acts upon you and gets closer to the revenue plans, to the success metric you set up in front of yourself, so they're grabbing your piece of resource. Guess what? The timing is now, so you can open up the website of Cryptorsy. That's Cryptorsy.io. You can find there the form for the audit, fulfill that, and my team would help you to understand your current loopholes, to understand your bottlenecks, and understand the growth hacks that might 10x, 50x, or 100x your amazing next unicorn. I'll see you guys at the top. Ciao.